Welcome to our session. Welcome to our gamified session this evening. Thank you all very much for being here. You can go ahead and you can share the link. Feel free to share the link with someone who is in Form 4, someone who is in Form 5, or anyone you know who is going to write the CSEC math exam next year. We will begin in a few. Let's just wait for a few more persons to come on. Good night, Asher. Good night. Let's just wait for a few more persons to come on and we will begin. So again, feel free to share the link so that others could join the game. In the meantime, if you do not have your scientific calculator, you can go ahead and get that ready. If you do not have a pen or a pencil or paper for you to write on, you should get that because you are going to need that for the game, because you need to do your working. The questions that will be focused on this evening, we'll be looking at ratio and a little bit of factorization. That's to do with algebra. So majority of the questions are paper 2 questions. Although the form of the game, there'll be some questions that will come in a multiple choice form. However, they were taken from the CSEC math exam and they're actually paper 2 questions. But I changed it up a bit. Some of them you can actually just put in your answers, it's open, and other questions you will have options just to try to make it a bit easier for you in the event that you are not too familiar with the topic. So let's just wait a bit for about 2 or 3 more minutes and then we will begin. And also for those of you on the live here who do not know, my name is Miss Kishara George, Miss George, also known as a Math Master. I'm originally from the island of Dominica. However, I reside in Anguilla. Okay, for those of you who do not know me. I have worked at the secondary school for education for about 13 years. I've worked at secondary school for about 12 years as a math teacher as well as accounting teacher from first form up to Cape level. I am also a lecturer at a community college here in Anguilla. And currently I work as a math coordinator at primary schools here in Anguilla. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for about 3 more minutes and then we're going to begin the game. Okay, even if it's a few of you all here, that's okay. We are still going to go ahead with the game. Others who are not on, they can always come in and view the game after we have aired it. So just to get you all warmed up a bit, I want to make sure that you all are ready for my game. I want to make sure that you all are ready. Okay, so let's see here. Just want to warm you all up a bit. Let me see here. So on the screen here, I have a term, an algebraic term, just one letter, the letter Z. I would like you to tell me what is the coefficient of this term. Whenever you have a letter by itself in algebra, a symbol or a variable just there by itself, what is the coefficient? Just to remind you all, the coefficient refers to the number that's next to the symbol. So for example, if you have an algebraic term 2x, the coefficient would be 2. But in this algebraic term here, z, the letter is just there by itself. What is the coefficient of that letter? I'd like you to type the answer in the chat for me. What is the coefficient of the symbol or the unknown or the variable z? It's there by itself. You type the answer in the chat, I will see. Very good, Garcia. The coefficient is 1. Whenever you have a symbol by itself, the coefficient is 1. 1z, if you were to expand it, it actually means 1 times z. And as you know, 1 multiplied by anything is itself. Okay, so excellent, excellent, excellent. Again, share. You can share the link so that others can see, so that they can join. Those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, you need to do so right now, so that whenever I go live, whenever we have games, that you are present and you can get your notifications. So if you have not done so, you need to click that subscribe button right now. I will be live, God's willing, every Wednesdays from 7 to 8, okay? So make sure you click that subscribe button. Also, Jumpstart Institute, just to let you all know, we are a Caribbean-based country. And every time we go live, we always feature a country for the day. And the country that's being featured, well, you can see the flag, if you know this flag. This number here represents the population of this country as of 2021. So if you know which country this flag represents, or the population, you can type the answer in the chat. I can see what you are typing. You can type the answer in the chat. Okay, let me see. I'm not seeing anybody typing. I'm going to type the answer for you all. So the answer is Guyana. No, Garcia, not Grenada. It's actually Guyana. Okay, so yeah. So we are going into the game in a bit. Okay, I'm just waiting a second here just to see if anybody else will sign on. Okay, just waiting here a bit. While we're here, let me warm you all up one more time, because I really want to make sure that you are ready for this game. I'd like you to type for me in the chat, what's 12 squared? 12 to the power of 2. What's 12 to the power of 2? Type the answer in the chat. And these are things that you should know mentally for the CSEC math exam, your square numbers, so that you can easily identify them on the exam. What's 12 squared? What's 12 squared? You can type your answer in the chat. Asha and Jaziz, I don't want Garcia alone to be answering. Yes, Garcia, you are correct. And you can use your calculator. 12 to the power of 2 on your calculator will give you 144. But again, these are things you should also know mentally. Also, I will be live tomorrow, God's willing, but for the grade 6 and grade 5 students. So if you have a cousin, a sister, a brother who is in grade 6 or grade 5, you should let them know that we'll be live tomorrow. For the grade 6 students, we do have a complete grade 6 animated course. So you can tell them to go to www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Once they get to the website, they will have access to the grade 6 animated course. They click on the Buy Now button. And students who get access to this course, it's $100 for the entire year. That's for grade 6 and grade 5. They get access to more than about 28 videos, animated videos. They get access to questions, over 250 questions. Okay, they get access to over 250 questions. They have access to video content, the quizzes right after the questions, after the video, sorry. And the quizzes are automatically corrected. Okay, so the games that will be hosted tomorrow, it is free. However, it is just one part of the complete course. So if they want to be able to learn about their fractions, decimals, area, ratio, and all of the concepts that they will need for grade 6 or grade 5, they need to sign on to this game at www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Sign on to the course and also come join me tomorrow at 6 p.m. tomorrow live on this channel. Okay, so let's not wait any longer. Let's get straight into the game. I would like you to go to www. I'm typing it in the chat, kahoot.it, and I am going to give you the game code in a bit. I am going to give you the game code. The game is loading right now. Make sure you have your calculators, make sure you have your paper. Okay, so here is the game code. It's 286. So first you go to www.kahoot.it and then you put in the game code 2868681 and then you type in your name. You don't need to put your real name, that's okay. You can put any fun name that you want. We are here to have fun. We are here to learn. Okay, so no pressure. I'm even putting some confetti for you all to make you all feel a little bit more relaxed. Okay, so just go to the website www.kahoot.it and put in the code 2868681. Okay, Kay, I see that you have signed in. Excellent. I'm going to type the code in the chat for anybody who signs in after. So it's 2868681. Okay. So I'm just waiting on the others to sign in. Go to www.kahoot.it and then put in the game code. I don't want just one person playing the game, so I'm waiting for the others to sign in. Only one person signing so far, and that's Kay. I would like the others who are on this live to sign in. Every question that is being played, after the question, I will give a brief explanation. Okay, and then the question that comes right after will be similar to the one before. So you'll have an opportunity to listen to me, listen to my explanation, and then attempt the next question. So even if you feel like you're not prepared for ratio and the factorization, that's okay. You can log on and I will assist you. Okay, Garcia, I see that you are signed on. Yes, we'll have to go along with the two of you all and let's see how this game goes. So let's get started right away. The first question will be a ratio question. So good luck. The question says a ratio of pants to shirts, and you'll have enough time to answer the question. The ratio of pants to shirts is 6 to 5. There are 7 more pants than shirts. What is the total number of shirts? What you need to find out is, in the ratio 6 to 5, how many portions does 7 represent? How many portions does 7 represent? And that will help you to get your answer for the number of shirts. select the answer. Once you have determined how many shares or how many portions the 7 represents, then you can quickly calculate what's the total for the number of shirts. Okay, so the correct answer was 35. So I'm just going to give you a brief explanation. So the ratio said, the question said that the ratio was 6 to 5, and it said pants to shirts. So the order in which the name was called, this would represent the order for the ratio. So pants to shirts, I'm just putting the letter P for pants and S for shirts. The numbers here in the ratio, what these numbers actually represent are portions. Okay, so for pants, we can think of the pants as having, we have 6 portions because the ratio says 6 to 5. Okay. Then for, let me bring this up a bit. Then for shirts, we have the number 5. So it means that for this section, we have 5 portions. Okay. Now the question now went on to say that there are 7 more pants than shirts. So if you look carefully, we have 6 shares for pants and we have 5 shares for shirts. The question is, how many more pants do we have than shirts? How many more shares do we have for pants? So how many more portions do we have for pants than shirts? And the answer is 1. So this means that 7 more pants is in this share right here. Now, the thing about the ratio that's very important is that every portion, very, very important, every portion represents the same amount. So because they said that there are 7 more, and for pants, we have 1 more portion. So it means that in every box that you see here, we actually have 7. Okay? The question went on to say, what is the total number of shirts? We have 5 shares for shirts. 7 times 5, that gives us 35. So let's get back to our game. So congratulations to the person who got this correct. Okay, very good, Garcia. So the next question is very similar. So, okay, pay attention. It's very similar to the previous question. This question was taken from the 2022 exam paper, this one right here. So again, check to see the number of portions the 24 oranges represent, because it says 24 more. So how many more portions do we have for oranges compared to bananas? That would be represented by the 24. And then you should be able to get the number of bananas. Just type your answer. Okay, excellent. So the correct answer was 48. So let's see here. So it says here that the bananas to oranges, let's see, make sure this screen is clear. I think this is showing differently here. Okay, trying to get my whiteboard cleared up a bit. Trying to get my whiteboard cleared up. Okay, so the 24 actually represented one share because it says 24 more oranges than bananas. And if you look at the ratio 2 to 3, the number 2 is represents the bananas and 3 represents oranges. So this means that there is one more portion for oranges compared to bananas. So when the question said that there are 24 more oranges, it means that the 24 represented that one extra portion for oranges. Okay, so because there's 24 in one share, that means that each share represents 24. So the question says, what is the total number of bananas? So 2 multiplied by 24, that would give you 48. Okay, I think there's an issue with my screen here. So let's get back to the next question. Okay, so again, you need to find out how many shares does that 21 represent. It says that there are 21 fruits in all. Mangoes to watermelons is 4 to 3. So that 21 fruits, how many shares does it represent? Does it represent 4 watermelon mangoes alone, or 3? Does it represent 4 shares? Does it represent 3? Or does it represent 7? Which will be 4 plus 3. Does it represent 7 shares? And if it represents 7 shares, you should know how many fruits is in each. And that will help you to get how many mangoes. Okay, so the correct answer was 12. So if you look at my screen here, the question says the ratio of mangoes to watermelons is 4 to 3. Remember, these numbers here represents portions. So there are 4 portions of mangoes and there are 3 portions of watermelon. Each portion has the same number of fruits in them, because it's a ratio. This is a ratio. The question says that there are 21 fruits in all. So it means when you bring all of these shares together, which would be 7 shares, we have how many fruits? 21 fruits. So if there are 21 fruits in all, and we have 7 shares, or 7 portions, each portion must have the same number in them. So if you take 21, you divide that by 7, you get 3. Okay, so in the question, so this means that in each portion here we have 3, and the question went on to say how many mangoes do we have. So when you multiply 4 by 3, because mangoes we have 4 portions, you would get 12. Okay, so let's see here. Excellent, Garcia, excellent. So, okay, just pay attention to this one. It's very similar to the question we just did before. So again, The 28. What number does the 28 represent? How many portions does the 28 represent? Chairs to desks. 4 to 7. They said that there are 28 chairs. If there are 28 chairs, how many chairs or how many portions does the chairs being represented by? Once you know that, you should know how many is in each. Okay, so the answer was 49. Excellent. So it says that the question said that the ratio of chairs to desks is 4 to 7. So it means that the number 4 represents the portions for chairs and 7 represents the portions for desks. The question went on to say that there are 28 chairs in all. So in all these 4 chairs, we have 28 chairs. Okay, so if there are 28 chairs and we have 4 portions representing chairs, how many chairs would be in each portion? You simply say 28 divided by 4 and you get 7. Okay, so that means that in each of these would be 7, because remember I told you each chair represents the same amount. So for desk we had 7 chairs, 7 in each. 7 times 7 would give you 49. Excellent. So let's get back to the game. So here we are doing a bit of factorization here. That's okay if you don't get this. I will explain and then you will have the opportunity to answer a question that's very similar. If there's anyone just joining in, you can get onto the game by going to www.kahoot.it. The number is in the chat. The code to join the game 286-68681, and then you can just sign in and join in on the fun that we are having. Okay, so excellent. Both of you all got this correct. So excellent. Okay, so here, what do we mean by factorize? Factorize means to break up the algebraic expression into factors. Okay, so for example, if you have the number 6, 2 factors of 6 would be 2 and 3, because 2 times 3 gives you 6. So just so we can break up a whole number into factors, we can do the same for algebraic expressions. So 6y squared minus 18xy. We factorize by placing the highest common factor outside the brackets. And we do this by looking at our coefficients first and then our variables. So we have the coefficients 6 and 18. The highest common factor between 6 and 18 would be 6. So we place this outside our brackets. Then we look at our variables. We have y in the first term. We also have y in the second term. We have y squared, we have y. The highest common factor for the variables would be the variable with the lowest power. So between y squared and y, we place y outside the bracket. Now if you notice, we do not have x on both terms, so we cannot factor it outside. Then you ask yourself, 6y multiplied by what would give you 6y squared, and that would be y, minus 6y times what would give you 18xy. 6 times 3 would give you 18, and we are missing the x here. So the answer was 6y outside of y minus 3x. Excellent. So we are getting to the next question, very similar to the previous one. So again, you're placing the highest common factor outside. And to put a letter on the outside, remember it must be present in both terms. If the letter is not present in both terms, it should not be on the outside. So that should even give you a hint of which option here is correct. Okay, excellent, excellent. You both got this correct. Excellent, this is nice. So again, you are factoring out and you have 12n squared minus 4mn. So you place the highest common factor on the outside. The highest common factor of 12 and 4 would be 4. Okay, then bring this over here. Then the highest common factor of n squared and n would be n. Okay, and we do not put the m outside because it's not in both terms. So then you ask yourself, 4n times what would give you 12n squared? And that would be 3, because 4 times 3, that's 12. N, because n times n would be n squared, minus, and then we ask ourselves, 4n times what would give us 4mn? And all we were missing here is m. So therefore the answer was 4n outside of 3n minus m. Excellent. Let's get to the next question. We are factoring out again, very similar to the previous questions. Remember, the letter must be in both terms for you to factor it out. If it's not in both terms, you cannot put it outside. And we place the highest common factor on the outside. So whatever number is on the outside, it should be a factor of both coefficients. So that should give you a hint as to which one is the correct option. Excellent, excellent that you both got this correct. Nice. Okay, so we had 3n squared minus 15np. So the highest common factor between 3 and 15. Okay, so that was 3. So you place that outside your brackets. And n squared and n, the highest common factor would be n. The p is only in one term, so we cannot factor it on the outside. So 3n times what would give you 3n squared. What you are missing is n, because n times n would give you n squared. 3n times what would give you 15np. 3 times 5 would give you 15, and n times p would give you 15np. Okay, so the answer was 3n outside of n minus 5p. Excellent. Okay, now for this expression, if you notice, we have no letters that's common on both terms, and the numbers, well, can already tell the highest common factor is 1, but we're not going to factor out 1. This expression is written as a difference of 2 squares, and there's a particular way that you factorize an expression that's written as a difference of 2 squares. Okay, I'm not going to wait for the entire time to be up because this question is pretty straightforward. If you have not done it before, then you may not know what the result is. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, and then the next question you should better be able to handle it. Okay, so yes, the answer was 2m minus 1, 2m outside of 2m plus 1. So whenever you have an expression that's a difference, as in subtract, of 2 squares, as in the first term is squared and the second term is also squared, we factorize this by saying a, which is the base here, the term that's being squared, minus b, which is the second term that's being squared. Let me bring this on the side. Multiplied by a plus b. Okay, so in the question that we had 4m squared minus 1. So if you look carefully, you'll notice that 4 is a square number because 2 times itself would give you 4. M is being squared, and the number 1 is also a square number because 1 times itself will give you 1. So what is our A and what is our B? As I said, the 4 here would be 2 raised to the power of 2. So just rewriting this to show you all the squares in the question. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to put the base inside of our brackets. So we write here 2m minus 1, open bracket, 2m plus 1. And we have just factorized the expression, which is as a difference of 2 squares. So you need to get the square root of the number and make sure that both terms are square numbers. Okay, this one is very similar. This was a question on the 2022 paper. So the question is this a difference of 2 squares? If you're not sure, you could use your calculator. You can use your calculator and find the square root of 36. Find the square root of 36 and that will help you. Now ask yourself what number times itself will give you 36. And you will know if it is a square number, and you will know if it is a difference of 2 squares. Okay, remember if it is a difference of 2 squares, it would be what the first term is minus the second term, open bracket, the first term plus the second term. Okay, I'm not going to wait any longer because once you look at this, you identify the square root of 36. Then that should help you in selecting your answer. Okay, excellent, excellent. You are correct. I'm giving you some confetti for that. So again, once you recognize that the expression is a difference of 2 squares. Okay, bring myself up a bit. Okay, if you look at the expression, right, they ask you to factorize. The x is being squared, right, and it's a difference, you're subtracting. And 36 is a square number. We can rewrite this as x squared minus 6 to the power of 2. Once you have a difference, as in subtraction, of two square number, the 36 is 6 squared, so that's a square number. All you do is you take the base and you place them in brackets, x minus 6, close brackets, open bracket, x plus 6, and we have factorized. This is how you factorize the difference of two squares. So you need to know your square numbers. Okay, 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 9, 25. Okay, we need to know our square numbers. 400, we need to know our square numbers. Okay. Final question. I don't know why. You only have to select one answer. I don't know why the game is saying multi-select. You should only select one answer. So is this a difference of two squares? It is a difference. We're subtracting, but is 5 and 20 a square number? I don't think so. So factorize the highest common factor. Okay, so excellent. You both got this correct. Okay, so let me just show you all before we move on to see who is at the top. So again, this is the difference, but 5 and 20, these are not square numbers. So you simply factorize your highest common factor. Okay, so 5 and 20, that would be 5. And between x squared and x, that would be x. So what's left inside the brackets? 5x times x would give you 5x squared. Minus 5x times 4 would give you 20x. So the answer was 5x outside of x minus 4. Okay, before we move on, I just realized I will not be on tomorrow for grade 6. I'll actually be on next week, Thursday, for grade 6. However, the games for the grade 6 and grade 5 students, that's just one part of the complete course. By playing the games, they are able to assess themselves. However, for them to fully achieve the different objectives, like learning deepening their understanding of different concepts like fractions, decimals, whole numbers, looking at ratio, measurements, looking at area, elapsed time, and so on, they need to go to www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Let me type that in the chat for you all so that you can send someone there if you have to. www.jumpstartinstitute.com. So I put this in the chat. Okay, so please share this website to any grade 5 or grade 6 students. They will have access to animated video content for 100. Well, this is just one part of it for 65, but it's best for them to purchase the entire bundle for 100 US for the entire year. They get access to more than 28 animated videos and over 250 questions. And they still get access to different game links that will be sent to them every week so that they can assess themselves at their own time on their own pace. Okay, so let's get back to the game and let's see the results. So because we only had 2 persons here. Okay, so Kay, you are in second place. You did a good job, Kay. Excellent. Okay, and excellent, Garcia. Okay, so I will be on again next week, Wednesday. So you can go ahead and let anyone know of our channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel as yet, please do so. And yeah, so go ahead and let everyone know of this channel, and they can come on next week, Wednesday, between 6 to 7. Okay, so I'll see you all next week, God's willing. Enjoy the rest of your evening. So see you all next week. Okay, so bye.